Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. And in today's tutorial, we are going to be working on this ear warmer. It is made using, it is made using Yarnspirations Karen Swirl Cakes, and it's a bulky 5. I used the color Gold Fusion, and I used a cake of this, and we are going to cherry pick, and I show you in the video how we do that. Lay down. I show you in the video how I cherry picked my colors. You are going to need a 6.5 millimeter hook, pair of scissors, a bigger size yarn needle to get that yarn through your needle, and you're going to need a crochet buddy. You're going to need a churchy. This is my buddy Churchy. Ouch! And this is why I'm always covered in claw marks. Okay, so get all your supplies together and let's get started. Okay, so to get started on our ear warmer, I started with the chain of 62. Okay, piece of hair in there. Now I did do a lot of cherry picking on my colors, and I wanted to start with white. So I pulled out yarn and I cut off the different colors so I could start with my white. But we don't need huge chunks of it because this is a thicker yarn. All right, so for row 1, we're going to single crochet right into that second chain from hook. So not this one, but the next one. We're just going to single crochet right into there. And use stitch markers to mark your beginning and end if you want to. And now we're just going to work a single crochet in each chain across. The hardest part of this pattern is the cherry picking of the colors for my yarn. If you guys may have an easier time with the yarn you choose to use. Mine is it goes from white, and then it starts like the gray yellow and the gray and yellow, but it's really light, so it's a little tougher to cherry pick the colors to where it starts right, but that's all right. I'm not too worried about it. So go ahead and single crochet across your chain, and I will meet you guys at the end of our chain. Just single crocheting along. Okay, I'm coming to the end. I have one more chain to work into. So I'm going to go ahead and single in there. And now I'm going to chain 1, and that's as much as the white I want right now. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And of course I don't have my scissors. Here they are. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that. Pull this up. And that is our first row. So now I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to bring my cake in here. Move my camera up. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do to start my next color. So if I look at my cake, see right there where that it kind of has a little bit of that yellow and gray in it? I'm going to go ahead and grab to that. I'm just going to pull all this out. And I'm going to keep pulling, but I'm going to keep my eye on it to see where it starts that gray and orange. So right about here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut just a tad lower. Don't get rid of this because we can still going to use this. So I'm going to set this to the side, and now we're going to start row 2 with the our yarn that has a little bit of the orange and gray in it. Not too much, but just a little. All right. So I'm going to bring my project back. I'm going to go ahead and get a slip knot on my hook. Make sure you leave a tail to weave in. Insert my hook. I'm going to pull that through, and I'm going to chain 1. And I'm going to turn, And I'm going to double crochet right back into that stitch we slip stitched to. And we're just going to double crochet into each single crochet. We're going to one double crochet all the way across. All right, so go ahead and double crochet across, and I will meet you guys at the end. Okay, so I've come to the end of my double crochet row, row 2. I've got 2 more I need to double crochet into. Don't forget our little side one. All right, so you see how it went from just a little bit of yellow and gray, and then it got real dark. I should have cut this off, this chunk off, and just started with right here, but that's all right. No big deal. Okay, so I've worked my last double. I'm going to chain 1, pull up a loop, because we are going to move on to the all yellow and gray. So I'm going to bring my cake back in here, and I'm going to see where it kind of starts to get to that darker yellow and gray. So if I look at this, I can tell the difference. So I'm going to pull this. I'm going to say about here. Well, this is the trickiest part of trying to cherry pick the colors of your cakes. All right, I'm just going to cut here. And now I'm going to set this to the side because we're going to use that in a little bit. And now I'm going to attach the dark yellow and gray to my last double, put my slip knot on my hook, pull through and chain 1. And I'm going to turn, and I'm going to single crochet right back into that stitch we attached to, and I'm just going to single crochet in each double all the way down. Oop, don't yarn over. And that's all this row is just one single. So go ahead and work this to the end of your row. And I will meet you guys down there. Okay, so I'm coming to the end. I need to work a single in that one and a single into our last. Now, I want a little bit of a thicker chunk of yellow in mine, so I'm going to go ahead and just go on to my double crochet row, chain 1 and turn and double, and I'm just going to go ahead and have my double crochet row be the same color, so I'm not going to change color. So now all we're going to do is just double crochet down. Now if you change color, do it just like we did in the last couple rows. Finish your stitch, chain 1, pull up a big old loop, cut, pull the piece you cut through, and then attach your new color in the same stitch, chain 1, and then turn, and then start whichever row you're working. So you can probably see all this is a row of single, a row of double, row of single, row of double. Ooh, I had a bunch of fluff on that. Get off there. Okay. So go ahead and finish your row and come back. There's another little chunk. Anyway, come back and we'll keep going. Okay, so I'm coming to the end of this, my double crochet row. I've got one more to work into. Get in there. I keep splitting it. There it is. Okay. Okay. So all I'm going to do is repeat my color sequence again. So it's about this wide. So by the time it should be about this wide, beginning to end. But I'm going to do my row of white, my row of just about all gray and yellow. And then I have a single crochet row of yellow and gray and a double crochet of yellow and gray. And I'm going to repeat this one more time, and then I'm going to come back. So go ahead, and you guys are going to have to do a little more cherry picking for your colors. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat that, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you guys what I got. Okay, so I'm back. A little piece of ends there. And I've worked, so we ended on our yellow and gray double crochet round, and I did a single crochet round of white, row of white, and then I went to the double crochet row that's got a little white, yellow, and gray, and then I did my single crochet row of the dark yellow and gray, and then a double crochet row of it, because I just like the thicker chunk of the yellow and gray. So I've worked my last stitch, chained one, and I'm just going to cut that off a little bit. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to work one row of white, a single crochet row of white, just to finish it off. So I'm going to go ahead and get my yarn on my hook with a slip knot. Going to go into the last stitch I worked, chain one, and turn, and I'm just going to single crochet across to finish this ear warmer off. So go ahead and work your guys' last row of single crochet in whichever color you choose, and come back, and we got a little bit more to do and we'll be done. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I've got a little visitor in the last part of this. If you guys don't mind, I'm just gonna let him stay here. Okay, so I'm coming to the end. I'm gonna work one more single, chain one, and pull up a loop, cut that off. And now what we're gonna do is we got to get all these ends weaved in, okay? But here's the cool thing. Churchy, stop licking on the camera. All we're gonna do is just run this under the color that, like, so white would go under white, the yellow and gray go under the yellow and gray, and so on. I'm just going to run this under the stitches. Okay. Oh, come on. There. And I'm just going to cut it. Like, I'm not going to, normally weave it back and forth, because what's going to happen after we get all these ends weaved in on both sides, these ends are going to get sewn together. So it's essentially going to get, locked in there. So it ain't going to go anywhere. So you guys go ahead and get your ends weaved in, and I'm going to weave mine in off camera. Get your claws out of it. And we're going to come back, and we got one more step and we're done. So let go. We're going to get these ends weaved in, and me and Churchy will be back. Say hi, Churchy. Okay, I'm back. Got all my ends weaved in. Now what we're going to do... Church, come on. Just stay there, buddy. Just stay there. Now what I'm going to do is Now I like the row, see the row that there's a bunch of white in it right here? I want that to be what's going to be on the outside, because we're going to sew this together and then we're going to flip it inside out. So the part that's, like if we lay this flat, the part that's facing up is what's going to be facing out on our head, if that makes sense. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring our two ends, bring them together, okay? And we're going to pinch them and pick them up. And in this hand, in between here, I'm going to grab this end and grab this end, and we're just going to make a sandwich, just like that. Excuse me. Now I'm going to take, I should have done this before. Hold on. I messed up. Before we start that, sewing our end together, I'm going to get this long piece of scrap yarn on my needle here. And now I'm going to do my little pinch and pick up right like this, okay? Making sure you get the end, like this end and this end and this end and this end, butt it up real good. Churchy, quit licking your paw. This cat has got to be the loudest licker. Churchy, quit. Okay, so I'm going to go just straight through, but whenever I get to the end, or to the inside where I really need to make sure I get that end right here. So like, here's an end, here's an end, here's an end, here's an end. All right, so I'm going to go through back and forth on all chunks. Churchy. He is, he's got a little bit of a cold. He's usually my outside buddy. Like, this is my outside cat, but he's getting a little older. I mean, he's like 2 or 3, but I don't want to risk possibly losing him. So I told Matt for Christmas I want my outside cat to be my new inside cat, because he got his little kitten as his inside cat, and so I wanted my kitty. Anyhow, back to what I was doing. Okay, so I'm coming to the other side. Now I need to really make sure I get that end. There, I got it. Go through this and here. All right, now I've got them all in there. So now, actually, before we do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and weave in these ends so we don't lose them. Churchy, stop. Church, hey, quit. And I'm just going to go back and forth on right here on one side. Snip it. Got a really long tail here. Snip that. All right, now I'm going to come over to this side, and I'm just going to go back and forth in here. Nothing fancy. Just to get them out of the way. And snip. All right, now we are done, and we just flip it inside out. Straighten up our pretty little knot right there. And that is it, guys. That is our ear warmer. Get this to lay right better. There. And that's it. Isn't it pretty? I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so very much for watching and putting up with Churchy over here licking himself. Churchy, come here. Come here, kitty. Come here, kitty. You want to show everybody your plop? You want to show everybody your plop? Plop down, like you always do. Oh, there he goes. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so very, very, very much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed. And if you like Churchy, your hair is everywhere. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. And subscribe if you haven't, so you don't miss any of my good stuff I'm going to put out. And check out that description box, because I've got some links down there for you guys. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.